This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Hi, my name is Simone Thompson White, and I am the mother of Sean Thompson, Spiritual Peace. And I want to give my testimony today about what God has done in my life and what I could not have done without Him in my life. I'm not gonna be long. I just want to make everything clear so that everybody understands that your relationship with God is your relationship with God. When I was a kid, I grew up in a church with my great aunts, my great grandmother, and my grandmother. And we went on a regular. And I loved it. I loved it. I loved being with my family and going to church. As I got older, I kind of fell off a little bit. And I was never baptized. So I was always going, always going. My mother just kind of allowed us to get baptized when we were ready to be baptized. At the age of 33, 34, I ended up joining a church that I felt was suitable for me and my family at the time. It was a very surreal experience for me. And I was so thankful that I was able to wait until that moment to make that life-changing decision. And it was a life-changing decision for me. When I'm not a swimmer, so I don't like to go all in the water and all that kind of stuff. But when I was baptized, as they took and linked me back in the water, I could see. It was like I could see an image of Jesus. And I've told this story to like a lot of people right after I got baptized, and it's like I seen this image of Jesus, and I knew then that I made the right decision for me by giving my life to Christ. In the process, I've had a lot of life-changing experiences. One really major one being, well, maybe two major beings. One being that I never thought I would be able to be a parent, an actual parent, give birth to a child. And I thought that's what God just had designed for me. And I was ready to accept that for my life. I had nieces and nephews and friends with kids, so I was okay with that. But He did it. He ended up sending me Sean and his two brothers and his sister at a time when they needed me and I needed them. And that was a big moment in my life where I knew that was nothing but God. I did different things to try to have a family like that. And God gave me a family. I went from 0 kids to 4 kids overnight. And I didn't think I could do it. It was some moments when I knew I couldn't do it, but I prayed about it. I put it all in God's hands, and it worked out for the best. It really has. It's been 17 best years of my life raising them. And through it all, God has been the head of all. And with that being said, that's how I live my life. I live my life with God first, my husband, myself, and my family, and then everything else. I can't do it any other way but that way. And it works. It works for me. It works for me. God is an awesome God. He's brought me through many, 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 many things, as He does most Christians. And I'm still standing. My book is not done. He's written this book for me, and I'm just living the pages. And every day I just flip that page and I live another page. And through Him, I'm able to, I've been blessed to be on a job where I can talk about God. I can pray about God. I can sow into people that come into my job. So that's a blessing, and that was nothing but God. Because some people get in places where they can't even mention anything about religion. And I've been blessed to be able to do that. Soul winning is a big thing that's instilled into me, especially through my pastor. That's what keeps us going in our church is soul winning, and I do my best on a daily basis to make sure that I try to be the light to lead other people to Christ. My cousin was murdered a few years back in Troya. And I didn't think that I would be able to really make it from that because she was more than a cousin. She was like a sister. And God gave me strength to do a lot of things to prepare after her death, to help my family. And the thing is even in the bad times we could call on God, but I call on Him even in the good times. You know, death is a painful situation, but it's supposed to be a joyous occasion. And though it wasn't joyful, I had joy in my heart because I knew that she was prepared and where she was going because she was a Christian and she gave her life to Christ. And she was good with what her decisions were in her life. And she knew where she was going in the end. And that brings me lots of joy. One other thing is I gave we got these little passing on cards we use at our church, and I gave this card to a homeless guy. He asked me for some money, and I gave him $2 or $3 in the passing on card. And he came back to my job and told me, he said, hey Simone, I met this lady at University Hospital because I was outside smoking and she came out and smoked and her son had been shot and she didn't know if he was going to make it. He passed the card on to her. Her son ended up being okay, and after she got all her things together, she came to my job to visit me to tell me that card helped her. It helped her in her prayer time. And so it's the little things that we can do to lead people to Christ. We don't have to know all the scriptures of the Bible. We should, but we don't have to know all the scriptures of the Bible. God is in us, and He makes the words and the feelings come out to other people. And that's what we're supposed to do, is spread the word of the things He's done in our lives. And to see the things that He's done in other people's lives, including mine, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. There's no other words for it. It's a miracle. It's miraculous. It's awesome. He's an awesome God. He's the great I am, and I'm the daughter of a king, and I feel that way. There are just unbelievable blessings that come along with this. It's just sometimes you got to be. We're supposed to be the light that lead others to Christ, and that's what we do. I love the Lord. I love Him. I love Him. I love Him, and I try to make sure that I tell that to everybody else that I come in contact with. All my family, everybody knows that this is how I feel, and we start young. We should start young. Letting our children, our family, our friends know who God is and the things that He can do. And we're supposed to be the light that shines through. And this is my niece, Morgan. And she wanted to give a little bit of her testimony. Tell us a little bit about how you feel about the Lord.
He is important to my life because He gave me my family, my food, and a home to live in. And, I love Him, and I couldn't love anybody more than I love God.
Do you understand what you just said and how that makes you feel? Do you understand that makes you a Christian and that now you have to be able to spread the word? You understand what your relationship with God is? You do?
Yeah.
Because if somebody came up to you and said
that they would kill me tomorrow, if I said that I love the Lord, then I would say, go ahead and kill me tomorrow because I love the Lord.
And that's how the maths of a babe. Because if God gave his only son and he gave his life so that we could have life, then why shouldn't we give our life? We don't have to give our life all the time in the physical, the after. We can give our life right now by spreading the word of the Lord. And I just love him. I love him. I worship him. And I stand on my scripture. You know, it's Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And that is my testimony. Thank you. Thank you, Sean. I love you.
Stand with me. Look at somebody. Tell them, agree with me. Agree.